Hi, we are from Mechanical Engineering Department. We are currently doing our January 2021 semester. In this video, we will be presenting about the group assignment of structured programming and database system. This assignment consists of a few set of questions. So we will be doing each question one person. So this is our group members with me, Akmal Alias as the leader of the group, with the other three of my group members, which is Wafeeq, Ariff, Iskandar, and Eiman Danish. So without any further ado, we will proceed with the first question.
Hi, my name is Iman Danish and I will be explaining about question 1. So the question, want to create a program, create a simple calculator, ask user for even round number, and operator plus and minus only, and second even round number, and have the output as displayed here. So this is the flowchart. It will start from and get from user num1 and num2, and if the num1 and num2 can divide it by 2 and leave no reminder, and num1 is bigger or equals to 10 or lesser and equal to 30. If false, the program will ask for the num1 and num2 from user, and if it's true, the program will prom and get operation from the user, and the process for addition is num1 plus num2, and the subtraction is num1 minus num2, and it will display the output and ask for the user new calculation. If y, it will ask the user for num1 and num2 again, and if n, the program will end. So this is the coding. First declare integer num1 num2 answer. Num3 is a bit error, but I have no effect to the program, so just ignore it. Character operation y, and also again. So start with again equals to y. So while again is equals to y, the program will display enter even round number from 10 to 30, see in from user, and if if the user put the correct input for num1, it will display enter even round number for num2, and ask for the operation plus or minus, and if plus, this is the process answer num1 plus num2, and it will display you have inserted num1 as first input and num2 as second input, and line. See out, the result of addition between input is answer, and line. And for the minus operation subtraction, the answer num1 minus num2, and this is the display. And if the user put the wrong input, it will display wrong input, please insert proper input, and ask for the user, you want to do another calculation y or n, else please enter even number for both number. This will be displayed if the user put the wrong number for both number and num1 and num2. Else please enter between 10 to 30. This will be displayed if the user put the num1 is lesser than 10 or bigger than 30, and if again equals to n, it will end the program. Or if the user put another wrong input, it will display wrong inputs and end the program. So this is how the program will look like, if you guys can see. Okay, it will run another program if the user put y to do another calculation. And lastly, this is the type of error. This is num1 is bigger than 30. This one num2 is not an round number, even round number, and wrong operation. This one, the user put the wrong alphabet. That's all from me.
So, for question 2, the question asks us to create a program that can find the frequency of each digit in a given integer. And the question has give a sample output for us to refer. Okay, before we start the code, we need to do a flowchart. The first step of the flowchart is the value of integer is set to 0. Next, we declare the variable. For this case, we use long data type. so that the user can input a larger integer, and the variable is set I, N, J, CTR, and R. CTR is used for initialize it to 0 and use it later for increment, and R is another variable used within the loop for to store value of J modulus 10. Next, the text of this question will be displayed. Find frequency of each digit in a given integer. Break line, and we ask the user to input any number, and C in N, and I is set to 0. For the decision, if is I equal to 10, if no, the program will end. If yes, the program will display the frequency of I is equal to, and the CTR is set to 0, and J is equal to N. Next, the decision is J equal to 0? If yes, the R will equal to J modulus 10. And if no, the C out, CTR, and L. And the value of I will increase by 1. And it will continue to grow to, it will continue the loop. Okay. For the yes decision of J equal to 0, it will move on to the next decision, which is R equal to I? If yes, if R equal to I, the CTR will increase by one value, and if no, nothing will change, and the value will remain the same. So it will continue to J equal to J divided by 10, and it will continue and it will start at the second loop. Okay. And the next step is to write the code. We follow the flowchart we have do before. Declare the variable, display the text, ask the user to input any number, and the number will start in variable n. Next, we do for loop. I equal to 0, I less than 10, and I increment. I The integer I is equal to 0 means that a variable is set before the loop to start. The second statement means to define the condition for loop to run. I must be less than 10. If the loop is true, the loop will start all over again, and if it falls, the program will end. For the third statement, I increment, the value will be increased each time the code block in the loop has been executed. And we will display the frequency of I value is equal to CTR is set to 0, and we do the next for loop. J equal to N, J is more than 0, J is equal to J divided by 10. And R value is equal to J modulus 10. If R equal to 1, the CTR value will increase by 1. Then the program will end. The loop will be continued until the condition is satisfied, and the program will end. Lastly, this is the example of the program that as we got before. We input the number, which is 18002418, and the program will display the frequency of 0 is equal to 2, which is true. The frequency of 1 is equal to 2, which is true also, and the frequency of 2 equal to 1, which is true, and so on. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Muhammad Ariff and I will be doing question 3. So in this question, it talks about a harvested area that is reforested in a certain period of time following a reforestation rate. For example, it gave 100 acres that is left standing, or we can say it as an uncut area, and then it gives us a rate of 0.05. So this is the simple equation of how to get the forested area in a year. So the actual question wants us to do a coding using an uncut area of 2,400 acres, a reforestation rate of 0.02, and it wants it for a total of 20 years. So this is the flow chart. First we need to get the uncut area here, and then it will follow this I is less than or equal to 20. So if it is true, because it wants us for 20 years, right? So it wants the forested area for a total of 20 years. So if it's true, it will continue here. For I equal to 1, if it's true, it will follow here. So this is the first equation. The forested equals to uncut plus 0.02 times uncut. And then I is plus by 1. So it will loop here. So it's still true. And then for this one, I equal to 1, but it's not. I is now equals to 2. So it is false. It will follow this equation here. Forested area is equal to the previous forested here plus by 0.02 times the same forested, and then it will still follow the same exact loop until it reaches 20. So after 20, it will then go here for 21. It is not true, so it is false, and then you can display the output in the end. So that's the flow chart. Next, this is my coding that I developed. First, we need to declare the variables, which is uncut, the total, year, and forested. So, first I did display the rate, which is 0.02, and then I asked the user to input the uncut area in acres here. And this is just simply to make the table look a bit nicer. And then, just like the flowchart, it will start with I equal to 1 until 20. So the first one, it will follow this equation, forested equals to uncut plus 0.02 times uncut. And then you will get the output for this one. And then after that, it will go to here. This is again just to make it a bit prettier, because you will see later in the final display. But following the flowchart, it will go to here. Forested equal to the previous forested plus by 0.02 times forested. So this will loop until it reaches 20, and then when it reaches 20, it will exit the loop and finally display the overall outcome. So, as the question asks, it wants an uncut area of 2,500 acres. So I simply just key in this amount, and this is the result that I get. A clean table of 20 years of forested area each year. So I've done a calculation by calculator, and yes, this is fully true. So that is all for question 3. Thank you.
So for question 4, this is the flowchart I've made for the program. I assign variable money interest year at counter, and then the program will get the input of money interest and year from the user, and then I set counter equals to 0, and then as counter equals to year. If the statement is true, I set interest equal to interest over 100, and then money equals to money plus open bracket money times interest close bracket. and then the counter equals to counter plus 1, the counter will increase. And if the statement is false, the program will display the money and year that the user will obtain after a certain years. And then this is the coding of the program. You may take a look for a minute. Please enter the initial amount where the program will get the input from the user of money, and then the number of years, and then the interest rate, and then while counter equals to a year, the money equals to money plus money times interest there, and the counter will increase. And then lastly, the program will display the number of years and money that the user will obtain in certain years. And this is the output of the program. Please enter the initial amount. I put 25, and then number of years I put 15, and then the interest rate I put 50, and then after 15 years you will obtain 10,947.35 dollars. And that's all for question number 4. Thank you.